Hello out there in YouTube land. This is Morris Man, and as always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. Today I'm going to do a brief, video comment. I received a comment from a subscriber, and I thought that this would be important to read this comment and then explain, give you my opinion or comments on the comment. And it basically reads this. I did a video for Justin Timberlake's song called What Goes Around Comes Around. Very simple song. If you are a seasoned musician, the stuff that you hear on the radio now is 3 chords, the whole song, no changes, no bridges, no modulation. So very simple stuff. Now, I'm not saying that because it's simple that it's not a good song. By no means, because just my imagination by the Temptations was only actually 4 chords. So keep that in mind. But here's the comment. It says, is this supposed to teach me something? Because I didn't learn anything and I watched it exactly 10 times. You need to slow it down so I can actually see the notes that you're playing. I'm not trying to be mean, but I just didn't learn anything. The reason why I read this comment because it's important. I stressed it a million times that I'm not here as a teacher in the capacity of a teacher. I'm just a guy that can play and a seasoned player. And for the other guitar players that can, quote unquote, can play, I provide chords for them because it's hard to find sheet music for especially stuff from the 70s, the R&B stuff. Some of it isn't even non-existent. So, I have a good ear and I can tabulate some stuff. And then I read sometimes from sheet music when I have it. And the reason why I feel it's important to do this commentary video because this is the kind of comment that I've been stressing that you can't learn from a guy off the internet. You need a physical teacher like we did back in the old school. On Saturday mornings, you go to a guy or a lady who teaches you how to play theory, finger techniques, and all that. You're not going to learn to become a guitar player by watching some other guy in the video. That's just not going to happen. And I can't stress that more because the young folks of today, and I'm not knocking you guys, but you haven't been exposed to the old school way of learning as far as, again, somebody teaching you. And then you get to center yourself around other people that can play and teach you other little tricks or things to add to your arsenal of playing. But I can't stress it more. You're not going to learn how to play guitar if you can't play guitar by watching somebody on the internet. It's just not going to happen. I don't even recommend those software programs that they have on the internet that you can buy and they teach you how to play. Nothing can replace another person sitting next to you and saying, this is how you do it. So I thought that it was important to do this video because I've stressed it again. I'm going to continue to stress it throughout, the future as far as you're not going to learn how to play guitar watching somebody else. And I'm not here to teach anybody because I'm not a teacher. I mean, I'm trying to share knowledge, but I'm not trying to teach anybody because I am not a teacher. So again, it's unfortunate that I get comments like this on a regular basis as far as you're going too fast and I can't see your fingers. You're missing the point. The point is not to see my fingers. The point is I'm giving you the chords. And if you know how to play already, you're good to go. If not, you need to find your music teacher because, again, you are not going to find or not going to become a seasoned musician watching some other guy or woman on the internet. So I do this out of caring, especially for the young folks, because they don't know, because this is the new thing for them, that sharing information off the internet and they think that they can run with it and really apply it. You can't apply it unless you already know the principles, So that's why it's important for older guys like myself and others to try to teach the young folks. Now, I've had people tell me this, and I can agree. Well, lessons are kind of expensive. And that's true, but guess what? There's some people out there that are my age and older from the other generation that have a lot of time on their hands or just want to share information with the young folks. And you can find one of those guys. I'm going to say this, and it might sound crazy, but I recommended to a guy who said, I can't seem to find a teacher. What are your suggestions? I said, here is a very unique one. Go to the nursing homes in your area and just, talk to some of the people that live there. And I'm almost sure that you might find somebody that's there that have a lot of time on their hands, reflecting back on their life, and still want to be active in their love of music. And they will probably be more than willing to teach you for free, because there's no better teacher than the old school guys that are older than me, because these guys grew up learning how to play and read music, not dabbling and, tinkering here and all that nonsense, because you're going to spend a whole lot of years wasted doing techniques on your guitar that are not beneficial. You're going to spend a couple of more years trying to change or redo that or or take that out of your repertoire as far as how you play, which is very difficult because once you get locked into a way of doing things, it's kind of hard for your brain to undo those things. Because I stressed before, I've been playing piano as long as I've been playing guitar. But the reason why I won't never become a good piano player because all of the bad habits that I acquired playing by ear. And it's hard to undo those things. So I'm just kind of stuck there. But my guitar, I went the right route. You know, I found somebody that taught me how to play techniques and things of that nature. And therefore, I've become a better guitar player and continuously get better. So, you know, that's basically my spiel on that. I'm going to touch on a few other things right quick. Lately, I've been doing this. I've been showing people, you know, the sheet music, you know, and then showing them the book. And I do it for a couple of reasons. Here's one of the main reasons. I've gotten people, because the majority of the time I play from the sheet music, but when I can't find it, I play by ear. And I can quickly, equally tabulate it by ear. But the reason why I show the songbooks these days is to let people know that I'm basically playing to the letter. You know, I've been a seasoned professional musician for many years. And when you're a professional, you do it right. You don't dabble, you don't guess. So, you know, the reason why, again, I show these songbooks to show people that the chords that I'm using are correct. Now, sometimes maybe the voicing is not exactly like on the record, but sometimes it's hard to match that because most of us don't even think like that. We see the sheet music, we play it with the chords that we know how to play. But if you have a good ear, you can listen to the music, the guitar parts, the piano parts, and tell that they're not playing in that voicing. You know, their voicing is brighter and yours is darker. So you try to find it. So that's important too, and that's something that most people don't tell you as far as voicing, you know, getting it like the guy off the record. So again, the reason why I do that is because I've had people say, some of those chords you're doing, it's not right, it's this one. And in most cases, I'm right. You know, I'm not trying to, you know, ego trip or anything, but again, when I approach this, I try to do it correctly. And now, it's not to say that sometimes the sheet music is incorrect, because actually it can be. But most likely it's not, because this is what these people do for a living. They tabulate, and they don't make a mistake like this and print it out to the millions. Now, every blue moon you run across this, you get the sheet music, but it's not in the key of the song. It's a half step up or a half step down. Now, why that happens, I still don't know, because I would assume if you're tabbing the song, you're tabbing it from the recording. But I think, well, I'm not even going to try to speculate on that because I don't know. But yeah, sometimes it's in a different key. But even in a different key, the chords are correct. So that's important, and that's why I've been doing this lately. When I do come across the sheet music, I post it to let you know that I'm reading from the sheet music, and I'm not just trying to figure it out, or, you know, I'm taking guesses at chords. So that's the reason why I do that. Now, I'm going to touch on this briefly and then sign off. This segment is going to be basically about maintenance for your guitars. It's important to take care of your guitars, because if you do, they'll last for a long time. They might even outlive you or outlast you. What I've been experiencing, what I've noticed, because every day is still a learning experience. You know, every day you learn something new. But what I have learned was about a year ago, I bought a Dr. Tech bass. Paid 99 bucks, free shipping. So it's kind of, I guess you can say, categorized as a cheap guitar. So played it over about a year, enjoyed it, sounds good. And then I started to notice that, I'll show you here, the metal pegs here, across here, when I first bought my guitar, because that's the size of a not very made well guitar, when you rub your fingers along the sides and you feel that metal strip on each side. When I bought my Dr. Tech's bass, I didn't feel any metal strips. About 7 months into owning it, all of a sudden the metal started to protrude and was kind of ripping my fingers. So I quickly got rid of it because I didn't want to sand it down. That kind of kills the value. So I sold it to somebody else, and they acknowledged to them my concerns with it, you know, because I'm an honest guy. And they didn't have a problem with it because they only paid 50 bucks for it. So I just thought it was the guitar. Now, I noticed, because it's been cold, you know, here, well, actually all over the country. And I've had my guitars out of cases, you know, because I want to have quick access to them. And I noticed with my Telly, which, you know, when I got it, it was smooth. And all of a sudden, I was looking at my fingers. I'm like, why am I getting these webs? And then it dawned on me that the metal was protruding. Same thing with my J Terza, and it's really bad. It's so sharp that I'm going to have to file it down, because that's why I got Band-Aids on my fingers from them protruding and it's sharp. So I came to the conclusion that you need to keep your guitar in the case as often as much as possible, because what's interesting is these two guitars, what's common with them is what they have in common is they've been out of cases for months. Now I got other guitars that are keeping cases, and I don't feel that protrusion. So I'm coming to the conclusion that due to the heat, the humidity, when you got your heating on in the wintertime, it does something to the wood, and the metal is kind of protruding out now. So what I'm probably going to end up having to do is, this guitar I'm going to probably keep till I die, hopefully, because it's hard to replace this one. So I'm going to have to take a file and file this down, and I'm going to have to trim some of this wood off, or the metal, and it's going to hit, some of the wood is going to come off as a result. So I know that I probably won't be able to sell this guitar when I do that, because it has that type of crude work done to it. But I'm not concerned, because I'm going to keep this one. But I'm not going to do it to this one because it would lower the value. So I'm going to most likely end up selling it and just buy another one. And learning from my mistake that you need to keep your guitar in the case, especially during the wintertime. Because I noticed this only happens during the winter. It doesn't happen in the summer. What happens in the summer is the wood swells and the action raises, you know. But if you keep it again in your case, play it, put it back in there, you won't experience that. So I thought that that was very important to convey to the new guitar players that just bought a guitar, you know, don't know how to play it yet, let alone know how to take care of it and maintain it. So I thought that was important to share. So on that note, until next time, take care. Thanks for watching.